Welcome to Activations with JJ Ascension message. Hello, my dear friends. I am so thrilled to meet with you again to co-create in this space, in this new little format I have of Ascension messages, in an effort to reject the idea of time and the structure of linear time. I am no longer connecting this particular message to a certain week. Whenever you listen to this Ascension message, it will be the time that you need to listen to this Ascension message. But I have had over the last week since I published the last message, I feel like I've been through 7 lives or something. I don't even know how to say it. It's just been this immense amount of energy moving through in so many ways, like physically and energetically and emotionally, and even with my locations where I've been, like where I've traveled and everything, such a big flux. And I think the universe is really showing me the need for me to be in flow with all states of being. In other words, I went from a very cold climate to a very warm climate and then back to a cold climate again. And I feel like that teaching there was be flexible with whatever the temperature is. I went from being really healthy and feeling amazing to feeling sick. And I'm just coming back from that. My voice kind of went away, if you can sort of tell. And so I feel like there's a lesson in it. And every time something happens to me, I feel like it's something I need to share with you all, because I feel like as we voice our sort of symptoms of ascension, or whatever you want to call them, that we begin to validate each other in what we're going through. Not only that, but I had this crazy thing happen with my recording equipment where it literally fried a circuit. It was safe. Nothing happened. I didn't have a fire at my house, but I literally fried a circuit and had to get a new piece of equipment. And it was funny because I knew with this timeline shift that I'm in, I needed to start to get new laptop, new microphone. I had gotten everything new except for this one piece of equipment. And that's the thing that broke. And it forced me to get a new thing. And I'm like, okay, I get the message. I knew I needed to start fresh. I tried just using my selenite wand on something, and they're like, that's not enough right now. We need to fry this so you get a new one, because everything is new. Everything needs to be new. And this is not necessarily something you have to go out and do. I hope all of your electronics don't break. But for me personally, I feel like in order to accelerate the timeline shifts that I'm going through, and when I say shifts, I mean multiple shifts during the month of January. Yes, it has been a month of semi-rest for me, but it has also been rest in order to shift. So if you are feeling that, I feel like my personal real new year, I feel like my New Year's Day is the entire month of January or something, or like my New Year's Eve. It's like this weird transitional period between 2021 and 2022. And I feel like my real 2022 starts in February. And so I'm kind of giving you these details to see if any of that resonates with you. I think that's one of the reasons that I feel like most people will be ready to join my Multidimensional Soul Integration Program in February. As you know, I'm doing a new package for that where there's a cohort, which is a group of people. In other words, what you'll do is you'll still have your individual sessions, but you'll have the support of a group through a little forum I'm creating to help you along the way. And I've actually created kind of an early bird cohort for that, because there were a handful of people were ready to start right away. And I consulted with Spirit, and I felt like that group had already shifted their timelines enough to be able to do this cohort. So I feel like they're kind of a bridge between the old and the new. And I feel like there is another group coming up. If you felt drawn to do multidimensional soul integration, but you are feeling blocked in different ways. One, like you're feeling like you're not ready. Two, maybe the energy exchange isn't what you think you can do right now. I want you to go back and I want you to consider the possibility, if you feel drawn to do it, to manifesting what you need and creating your reality. This is your first part of creating your reality of 2022 if you feel drawn to do the soul integration. I want to share something with you, and I'm going to just touch on it because this week I also want to put out an Ascension message related to it. But there are stages in your soul's evolution. And I did a little reel on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, hop over there, give me a follow. I post reels every week. Sometimes they're light language, but I'm starting to do kind of, I guess you could call them more educational reels, where I have listed to you what an outline of our soul, sort of our soul awakening looks like. And I always felt like the soul integration was this next phase for so many people that had done a ton of healing and shadow work, but they just felt stuck. Like they just felt like, I've done all this work. Like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like something's not complete? And when I read these words in this book, I was like, this is exactly how I've always felt soul integration fit in. It is that next phase in your soul evolution. So I highly encourage you to hop over to my Instagram, look at that little blurb. But also, after this episode comes out, I will publish my Ascension School series, and you will be able to know a little bit more about soul evolution. That's the topic more in depth for this week. All right, so continuing on with my message, I am going to plan on bringing through a beautiful activation this week from the fairies. The reason why is I want to share with you a tiny little story about the fairies and elementals gathering we did just this last Sunday. It was so incredible. I know I say this about every single gathering, so if you haven't come to a gathering, I promise you, you will not regret it because they are all just blowing my mind. Every single one of them has been so enlightening to me, and I've learned so much. I've had so much activation. This one, we invited the fairies in. We actually worked with fairies, and we worked with dragons, and we worked with Gaia. I brought in one of my amazing friends, another channel, and her name is Tiffany Feedy. You can find her at embodiedsoulgoddess.com if you want to look up who she is and what she does. She's incredible. She brought through the dragon and channeled Gaia. She actually brought through 7 dragons for the planet Earth and sort of awakened them and brought through their voices in an activation. But I brought through the fairies, and the very first part of that gathering is what I want to give you a detail of. Even though all of you didn't get to be there in person, I want to give you a tiny little glimpse of what we did. We started out with the fairies, and we all kind of offered ourselves to participate in their fairy circles. And every time I work with fairies, there's circles involved. This is not a new concept. If you're close to fairies or have worked with fairies, you know they love the circular shape and the circular formations. And we felt as if there were, at least I did imagine in my mind, almost like there were several fairy circles orbiting the earth. And I saw them as different colors. And I saw each person in the gathering forming part of these circles, depending on their color or what vibration they chose, whichever circle they chose to do. And in the end, what came to me was that these fairy circles were weaving this sort of gossamer blanket. And then, and everything came to me step by step. I didn't know what we were going to do. I didn't know what I was going to channel until the moment I channeled it. So it was just a surprise to me as it was to everyone else in the group when I felt that gossamer blanket was meant for Gaia 2.0. That is the words that they gave me. And of course, you could see that as the new earth. I saw Gaia 2.0 as an infant earth, just this delicate infant energy that we wrapped and swaddled in this beautiful blanket, and that the fairies worked with to calm and soothe. All of us in this group were also doing what we could energetically through movements and through light language, if that came to us, to just soothe this infant that I felt needed calmed. We feel that right now, don't we, in the energy, that there's some sort of irritation going on, this energy of shift and everything with the new sort of pandemic issues that are coming up, that the planet is under a little bit of distress. And again, the way I saw it was symbolized with an infant that needed soothing. And that's exactly what we did. And I'm trying to recreate for you a little bit of that feeling, but it was so amazing. I hope that when I bring through the fairy activation this week, that you will get a touch of that beautiful, soothing feeling that we provided for baby Gaia, is the way I see it, baby Gaia 2.0. And it kind of makes me think of, how we've got this Star Wars franchise now, and we had that baby Yoda come out, and everybody was just enthralled with that baby Yoda, just such a cute little baby Yoda. And I'm thinking, it's kind of what it comes to me is just that cute little Gaia, this cute Gaia Earth, this beautiful, tender, innocent Gaia Earth that is being born, that has been born, and that is in its infancy. And we are here, and we have stepped forward to help raise this earth. It touches me so much to think of all of us that were sent here, brought here, assigned here, have a contract to be here. A lot of you I know don't see the greatness within you, but I do want to tell you, you are a great soul with so much power. You would not be here at this time of transition if you did not have the gifts, the skills, the talents, and the abilities to help usher in and bring forth this new earth. So I just want to reiterate that to you this week and whenever you listen to this. Again, encouraging you to listen. In a few days, I will publish a follow-up activation with fairies. Not only that, but I would be privileged to have you join us in February for another fairies gathering. I will be doing one in the Pacific time in the morning and one in the Pacific time in the evening so that it can accommodate every time zone. And you can check out the link below in the show notes and in the description of the video to find out how to join me for that. As always, I just want to let you know that I am sending you so much love and honoring the divine being that you are.